Kevin, I got bad news. All right, you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Okay, Casey's called us. Let's walk around the other side.
I've reviewed a lot of these, but this one feels different. Not because of what happened, but because of how close it sits to the constitutional line. August 14th, 2025, Casey's S General Store, Carbondale, Illinois. 3 dispatch calls, 1 man, and a legal question with no obvious answer.
This guy in this Silverado right there?
Yeah.
He was sitting there yelling at him.
Hey there.
He said he doesn't know who he is, so.
Oh, yeah, what was he throwing?
He threw newspapers. I mean, all kinds of crap. Like, he was throwing his arms up in the air, swung that door open. I thought he was going to break the door off the hinges.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what he's on, but he's on something.
Okay. So he threw newspapers, he flung the door open,
Yeah.
thinking he was going to break the door.
Yeah, and I mean, he just didn't go after him. He was going after customers in here and everything.
I'm Steve with the police department. What was he doing to you out there? No worries.
Yeah, I
You
don't
want to sign a
know.
complaint for disorderly?
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I mean, I never seen him.
You want to sign a complaint for disorderly?
Yeah.
No. When he come outside, he was just screaming at everybody, saying something about newspaper tip prosecuting a 38-year-old for something, and he was just out in the parking lot screaming, saying there's kill almighty gods, or, they're going to have to deal with 2 powerhouses.
Was he threatening you at all, or was
No,
just?
he was just screaming and yelling.
Okay. All right. So you never felt like he was going to come after you or nothing?
Well, no,
Okay.
it wouldn't be wise, but no.
Well, and I can understand that. So, all right. Well, hey, if he was just out here hollering, you just kind of heard it. Okay. But if he was threatening you, then you want to sign a complaint for disorderly. But it sounds like you were just out there to hear what he had to yell about.
Well, I was out there getting fuel, and I realized I can't pay with a card, so I come inside.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I was waiting out in my truck, and I seen him grab the newspaper.
Yeah.
He come in here, and he come from over by the car wash, and I seen him come in and grab the newspaper, and I'm like, he didn't pay for it. He just grabbed it, walked out, and I'm like, okay. I just hit my truck, and I'm like, and then he brought it back in and threw the newspaper up here.
Yep. You seen him throw it?
Yeah.
All right.
I seen him throw the newspaper, and he went here and swung the door open, and I'm like, well, goddamn.
So he come in here, took a newspaper, walked out, was running his mouth, come back in with it, threw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what else did he throw?
I think that was it. Whatever the newspaper.
But it's just loud, belligerent.
Yeah.
Belligerent. I mean, he can't walk
Slammed the
straight.
door open and closed.
Okay. Cool. So, well, I'm going to document you as a witness then.
That's
That's
fine.
all right. What's your first name?
Dustin,
Your date of birth?
82581.
You have a phone number in case I got any more questions? All right. Well, my name's Ingram with the police department. If you need me.
You know my sister,
Who's your sister?
Lauren Clark?
Oh, yeah. I was out fishing with Donald and them yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in scouts on my board.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate it. If I need to, I'll give you a holler. All right. Thank you. Be safe.
I know you, when you walk across the highway, you was jaywalking, he walked over here playing in traffic, and then he got on the
My guy's
sidewalk.
got it. My guy's got him locked up in his car now. So we got him. I just need some information on what happened in here. So I do appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Be safe. I'm gonna bring a ticket. See one log. Store manager signed citation 20711 20711. Signed complete for disorderly conduct. Have a good day, sir. 5 direct.
10-4 sitting, John 95.
So he run me through again what he did.
So he come in the store, he slung that door open, and that's how we kind of knew he was upset. Well, he stood over here by the sunglasses thing, just screaming and going on it. And then people were walking in, and he was screaming at them. And then
Yelling at customers.
he's like, I'm not stealing this newspaper, and then walked out with it. And come back in with it, slung the door back open again. And that's when that truck pulled up, and he was out there just kind of I thought he was screaming at him, like something had happened, at work or something, and he was upset about it.
Yeah.
And he'd come back in, threw that freaking newspaper, and I was just like, and then he had something else to say, and then he just kind of took off out the door again, was screaming at that guy at that pump again,
Okay.
and then he just kind of took off walking. But I mean, I don't know what his problem was. But like I said, I thought maybe he was beefing with the guy in the truck because I didn't realize that maybe they came together. But he's saying he walked from the car wash. I just kind of got the feeling that they kind of knew each other, so I was just like, okay.
Sound like they have no idea who each other was.
No. And that's when he was like, he called me Mary out there.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, so we need to go back a little bit.
Fortunately, he had a bright shirt on, so she, you know.
Yeah. I just thought maybe he'd gotten off work and was having a beef and match with him. You should see that.
Okay.
But
Has he been in yet?
not yet. He should be rolling in here shortly because he comes in right after our big group of construction workers.
Gotcha. Was he hollering at them?
He wasn't hollering at them. They had already left because otherwise they would have stayed in the building.
Well, and they probably would have handled it.
Yeah. They've been like, listen, dude, like, because they're in here every single day and they don't put up with it. So it was just, me and Mary just kind of looked at each other and I'm like, I'm not arguing with him over a newspaper. Like, he can have the damn newspaper. I ain't picking a fight over a damn newspaper.
Did he throw other items?
No, he just threw that. Because, I mean, he came in, he said something, and I mean, he just freaking chucked it. And I was just like, what in the hell? And Mary had walked behind me. I said, go ahead and call the cops. Like, something's not right. Like, he's on something. And then that's when he went back outside and he was yelling at that guy in that truck. And I'm like, what in the hell? And then he walked over here by that dish network guy, and he kind of was like, when he come in, he was on the phone, and he's like, well, if I end up dead, he's like, I'm going to do coin, just to let you know. To his boss on the phone, and I'm like, I said, is your car locked? Okay, so please say your car is locked and the keys aren't in it. And then Chloe Hess was in here. She was in here the whole time he was doing the stuff, and she was just like waiting around because I was like, don't go to your car yet, because he was standing by her car, and I'm like, don't go to your car yet. I was like, stay in here with me.
Well, he's in custody going to jail now.
Okay. And she was like, he is on something big.
And these guys are gone.
Yeah, these guys leave, and then he walks in.
He's lucky he didn't throw his
Yeah.
mouth through this bunch because,
That's a whole freaking crew of them.
well, yeah, they're not going to put up with it. They shouldn't have to.
No.
And I'm pretty sure they would have intervened had he ran his mouth to like a woman or something.
Oh, yeah.
These guys probably would have gotten away.
Yeah, they would probably put him on the floor and be like, listen, dude, we're done.
Yeah, and good for them.
Yeah, they're good guys. They're always trying to get each other to come work here. They're like, he's lazy. He can work here. I'm like, I don't want no lazy ones. Quit trying to be the lazy ones.
Sounds like a crew that's worked together. for a
Yes. His boss is that older guy that just walked out with the deaf because he's like, he said something to him and he's like, the only reason why you're still running because you're old. And he's like, shut up.
while.
I was like, you can tell like they've worked together for a while.
Sounds like us at the police department.
They're doing each
Each other
other.
a hard time.
Yeah. That one right there that just walked by here.
Mhm.
He gets me every time because one day he came in here and I was like, well, sweetheart, I said, I don't have another chicken sandwich, but if you give me like 5 minutes, he's like, she called me sweetheart. I'm her favorite.
Yeah.
I was busted.
We actually, everybody. Yeah, get there and then call us or
Okay.
swing it by the office.
Okay.
I need to do my report right away because he's going to court.
Okay.
So if you get to me as soon as possible.
Yep.
You're right. Thank you.
You want me and Mary both?
Yeah, if you don't mind. So, yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah, we looked at it. Thank you guys.
Can screaming in a parking lot, throwing a newspaper, and slamming a door hard enough to rattle the hinges actually justify a criminal arrest? Or does the First Amendment draw a line that stops law enforcement right there? Is what we are figuring out today. Illinois 720 ILCS 5/26-1, subsection A1, defines disorderly conduct as knowingly acting in an unreasonable manner that alarms or disturbs another person and provokes a breach of the peace. That word, unreasonable, is the entire legal battleground here. Now here is the counterargument. The Supreme Court held in City of Houston versus Hill, 482 United States, 451, 1987, that verbal expression in public spaces is constitutionally protected, even when it challenges, annoys, or provokes. Shouting alone does not make a crime. But the statute does not care about volume. It cares about unreasonable alarm in an identifiable person. The store manager prevented a customer, Chloe Hess, from walking to her own car because she was afraid. That single fact, not the screaming, is where the prosecution's case lives and breathes. When Officer Steve said, "Come here, by my car," that is more legally significant than it looks. Under Florida versus Bostic, 501, United States 429, 1991, the test is whether a reasonable person would feel free to walk away. The honest answer is no, and that converts this into a Fourth Amendment seizure. That seizure needs legal justification. Terry versus Ohio, 392 United States, 1 1968, allows detention without full probable cause if reasonable articulable suspicion exists. 3 dispatch calls, 2 witness accounts, a signed business citation. Officer Steve clears that threshold without question. The handcuffing is a use of force governed by Graham versus Connor, 490 United States, 386, 1989. Objective reasonableness, judged from the officer's perspective on scene, not in hindsight. Given 3 prior calls and reported erratic behavior, the handcuffing is objectively reasonable under that standard. Here is the part that troubles me. After Mr. Kevin was in handcuffs, Officer Steve asked, "When is the last time you used?" "You used today, Miranda versus Arizona, 384 United States, 436, 19, 66. Requires advisement before custodial. Interrogation. No, Miranda warning is audible on camera before those questions. The prosecution will call those statements voluntary conversation. The defense will argue custodial interrogation began the moment the cuffs went on. That question does not resolve itself from this footage, and it is the one real crack in an otherwise clean arrest.
Hey! What happened at Casey's?
I read what you did to Michael, please.
I can't hear you, Kevin.
I read what they did to Michael.
Who's Michael?
I don't know. The guy in the paper.
Hey, come here. Come over here. By my car. Put your hands behind your back for me.
For what?
I'm going to detain you.
For what?
I'm just going to detain you until we figure out what's going on. When's the last time you used? You used today?
I don't know why.
I mean, you're acting,
You wanna know
irrational.
why?
Yeah, talk to me. I mean, look at your sweat. You're pouring. I was standing outside and all this shit, and I ain't sweating that bad.
There was
Show on male
when I first
detained.
met him, it was in Carbondale. When I first met him, he was in Carbondale.
Huh?
I said, when I first met Michael, he was in Carbondale.
What's his last name?
Bowling.
Okay, yeah.
Bowling. I know him quite well.
Yep.
And I was his protector in Carbondale.
You didn't get along with him too well, did you?
I did, yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Because I know I was there one morning, you had problems with him, but I think they kind of went away.
Oh yeah, we already did the brother thing, because he knows me.
Mm-hmm.
He seen me beat a motherfucker down, and he couldn't walk.
Right?
One hit, I'm gonna smash her. But if you threaten me, I mean, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the fucking idiots out here in the real world.
Yeah.
They think that just because I'm homeless, that I can't fight my way out of a wet paper sack. Fuck,
I know you can, Kevin.
I will knock my way out of a billion sacks.
A billion wet sacks? That's a lot of wet sacks.
I know. I
Yeah.
set the bar high.
Hey, you understand why you're being detained?
Yeah, but
The Casey's incident, we had another
there
call.
wasn't no Casey's incident.
Casey's right here?
What about it?
They called and said you were acting some kind of way. Then we got a
Because
separate
they
call.
couldn't understand it.
Then we got a separate
Wanna
call
know why
said you
they
jumped
said
out in
that?
front of a car.
No, I didn't jump out in front of the car. I walked right
hey,
across the street,
I'm
and
just-
I made him stop.
I'm telling you.
I'm
what-
telling you,
what
I
we
act
were
like
called.
Okay.
You
I'm
know what I'm
walking
saying?
across the street, and even if one of you detectives was riding by there,
Uh-huh.
I wasn't gonna drop my momentum for nothing. So I put my hand out,
You're on stride.
Hold on.
Yep.
And I said, hold up.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I put the stop. I know how to do those signs.
I know.
And I made sure.
You don't want to get hit by a car, right?
I already got hit by one, and
No shit.
Right there. The bunion is
Dang.
10 times. I got thrown in the fire, ran over by a truck, and this guy goes, "You bulletproof?" I said, "Check this out, you son of a
When
bitch."
was this?
Quit interrupting, please.
Okay. Talk away.
He goes, "You bulletproof?" I said, "If I'm fireproof, vehicle proof?" I go, "What do you think, dumbass?"
Uh-huh.
So we're having a staring contest. I win. I made him blink by 10 times, and I still ain't blinked once. And I'm getting more
Are you
pissed.
good at staring contests?
Oh, dude, I'm a master. I will stare you down and make you bow, and I will blink when you stand back up.
Did he bow?
Sat down, and I'm standing. So that means that was a good. He didn't bow. He just sat down. Right? He didn't have to bow to sit.
10-4. Right.
I don't make no one bow. You want to bow to God? Anyway,
10-4.
I was just relieving my inner demon,
Yeah.
and it could be a good one.
You need to stay away from that demon drug, Kevin.
That's why.
We've had that conversation.
Trust me, if
The
you
man
guys,
upstairs says that's a bad deal.
I know, that's why.
Know what I'm saying? You're
I
fine.
understand.
You get there one of these days. I know it's a hard addiction to break.
It's the hardest. That's why God's putting me through all this crap.
He's
'Cause I
testing you.
asked for it.
Mm-hmm. He tests us.
Hey, I said, "God, make me homeless." He goes, "You sure you want to go this route?" And I said, "If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't be standing here asking you, Father."
Mhm.
He goes, "I just wanted to make sure." He goes, "I know you better than you know yourself. But the only way I can calm down is through God."
That's right. The man upstairs is watching.
And when I grab my two monster fists, I mean that, and couldn't pick that bad way.
Right.
And I'm like, "Let me be able to walk." And he goes, "Walk to your heart's content." I said, "All right."
Is your
Well,
heart
I
content?
I tried waiting for my boss. He didn't show. So I'm glad he gave me the day off.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can take care of all my shit. And he'll have me at 8 o'clock until he decides to lock me up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to attack it like one of God's soldiers.
He ain't gonna lock you out.
I know.
He's gonna let you in when the good Lord calls us. You with me?
Yes.
Okay. He's watching us right now.
Infinity %, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's from the bottom of my heart to God's and
Okay.
yours.
Kevin, I got bad news. All right, you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Okay. Casey's called us. Let's walk around the other side. 10-4, City, you can show them 95. I'm gonna lock these so they don't cinch up on you, okay? Also, Kerry, if you just want to drop that off to me, then I'll get him over there.
There ain't nothing illegal.
10-4.
I ain't that stupid.
What's that?
There's nothing illegal in there. I ain't not that stupid.
That's a good thing.
I know.
I just don't want you to,
You're just
you know what I'm saying.
Yep. Total call.
I think I got a bag I can put all this stuff in. What's?
Money.
Oh, that's that change from earlier.
And there's nothing special.
I just don't want to get poked by anything, or you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
I'm gonna put all this stuff in a bag for you.
I was gonna open it, but I didn't want to get too cocky.
What's that? Oh, the door. You're fine. Best way to do it is slide in on your butt. However you want to do it.
This is the professional way to do it.
I like professional. There you go.
See?
If you want to angle your hands to your
I could have smacked
left.
my face there, but I slowed down.
I know. Because that ain't going to feel too good.
It's not.
Yeah. And keep your hands to your right or to your left so you're not sitting on them. 'Cause they'll hurt you.
I know.
I don't want you to.
Thank you.
Because they ain't made for comfort, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get out of them real quick. Good.
Officer Steve built his probable cause record before contact, interviewed witnesses without leading, articulated his officer safety rationale on camera during the inventory, and used no force beyond what the situation required. His de-escalation instincts were exceptional. The Miranda exposure is the only procedural gap, and it was avoidable. Mr. Kevin's conduct crossed the statutory line, not because he was loud, but because his behavior caused a specific person to be genuinely afraid to leave a building. His disclosed homelessness and addiction are meaningful context for sentencing or diversion, but they do not change what Illinois 720 ILCS 5/26-1 required that morning. Lesson 1. The First Amendment protects a lot, but not everything. Under City of Houston versus Hill, yelling in a parking lot is protected. The moment that expression causes unreasonable alarm in another person, you have crossed into criminal territory under Illinois law. The line is not volume. It is fear. Lesson 2. If you are ever handcuffed, stop talking. Under Miranda versus Arizona, your right to remain silent begins the moment custody starts. Mr. Kevin volunteered statements about drug use while in cuffs before any advisement appeared on camera. Cooperation and silence are not the same thing. Lesson 3. Accurate witnesses matter. Witness Dustin Stade gave a clean, factual account and helped Officer Steve build a legally solid record before the arrest ever happened. Community safety depends on what witnesses are willing to say, accurately, when it counts. The Constitution does not enforce itself. A newspaper, a slammed door, and a parking lot are where these questions actually get answered. If there is a case you think deserves this kind of analysis, drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching.